Hello and welcome to the Registry Insider. I'm Bill Seifarth from the National Association of EMTs and host of the Registry Insider podcast. Today's episode, I have joining me Susan Bailey, who is the immediate past president for the National Association of EMTs, also chair for the anniversary committee for the NAEMT. So Susan, welcome to Registry Insider and thank you for joining me.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Awesome. So big year for NAEMT this year. You're celebrating the 50th anniversary and a lot to celebrate, certainly a lot of accomplishments and a lot to look forward to as we proceed. So congratulations on the anniversary. And of course, that's a source of our conversation today.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, we started in 1975 and we have had dedicated members, faculty, friends through advocacy and through collaboration who have brought us to where we are today with this 50th anniversary celebration. So there's so many things to recognize for people in our past to people that are going to be coming up in our future. And we're working hard to have a celebration this year and to recognize all of the EMS practitioners in the United States and around the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously your impact globally is significant because a lot of your education is focused on that, but your advocacy first and foremost is highly here within the United States. So we had a previous episode with Michael Caduce talking about, NEMT efforts from an education perspective and advocacy. What are some of the hot topics for advocacy right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I mean, as everyone knows, this week was the inauguration of our president. And so there's a change in the congressional landscape, but we're still advocating for reimbursement reform, such as treatment in place and getting reimbursed for that, and transport to alternate destinations and being reimbursed for that as well. You know, CMS put out some numbers that show that they are reimbursing at less than 50% of what it takes to actually run an ambulance call.
Wow. So that obviously is not sustainable and certainly not fair by any means. So thank you for what NEMT is doing for the profession and certainly fighting for us to get more fair and equitable reimbursement, which other professions are getting and EMS tends to not always get.
Yes. So we have our EMS on the Hill event planned for April 2nd and 3rd, and we will be back on the Hill. Of course, with the new year, all legislation has to start over. So we're going to start over asking for support for new bills to be introduced.
Excellent. And we will have an episode on EMS on the Hill Day coming up in a future episode. But can you give us those dates again? And where can folks go to find out more about EMS on the Hill?
Yes. So the dates are April 2nd and 3rd. And we will have, we're actually going to have a session on data collection on April 2nd. And then that evening, we will have an introduction of what topics and what bills and what support we're seeking while being on the Hill on the 3rd. And then there'll be a reception that evening. And then on April 3rd, we will all go to the Hill. And then we will all have a reception that evening as well. So if you go to NAEMT.org, you'll be able to find all of that information about EMS on the Hill.
Excellent. Good to know. So getting back to the history for NAEMT, obviously you said you're established in 1975, and our organizations were sister organizations. Our founder in 1970, Rocco Mirando, was also the founder for NAEMT in 1975, and he focused on education, in particular certification for measurement competency with us, but the need for advocacy and education resources through NAEMT. So you've come 50 years, you've come a long way. Are there any milestones that come to mind in terms of where NAEMT was and where you are now?
Well, I'm not sure what the membership was in 1975, but we're now at over 100,000 members strong, and that's worldwide. We've also expanded our educational offerings, and it started with PHCLS being our foundation education program, and now we have AMLS, we have TCCC, we have tech courses, and those courses have expanded throughout the nation as well as worldwide. We have individuals and we have training centers in Europe, in Asia, and several other places in Latin America, several other places around the world.
Awesome. So quite a bit of growth over the last 50 years, and certainly, the focus on advocacy. I'm sure initially funding was an issue then, and unfortunately, it's still an issue now. But the growth and the opportunities and evolution you've been able to provide the EMS profession with education is pretty significant, and including the expansion globally. So, congrats to NAEMT for your first 50 years.
Yes, thank you. And our each course is updated every 3 years, and we have incredible medical directors and incredible authors that research the topics and make sure that we're including the most up to date standard of care and best practices as we revise each edition of our training programs.
That's awesome, and that's a definite benefit, referencing everything with evidence-based guidelines. So congrats on doing that, and thank you for what you continue to do, or what have done, and now continue to do for the profession. So the 50th is this year. Ironically, I was reflecting back that National Registry, our 50th anniversary was in 2020, and there was a minor thing going on within the globe called a pandemic that unfortunately we didn't get a chance to celebrate. So, but we're glad that you all get to celebrate, and we'll be there celebrating with you. So what's the date of the 50th? And I know you're going to have some celebrations coming up in October. So what are those dates?
Yeah, so October 22nd, we will have a huge celebration in conjunction with EMS World at Lucas Oil Stadium. All of our members and all of our partnering organizations will receive invitations to this celebration. In addition, NAEMT will be posting several events throughout the nation regarding our 50th anniversary and our 50th celebration. So, we will have our press release that's scheduled to be released tomorrow that talks about the 50th anniversary. And then we have some activities that we're going to try to push out nationwide during EMS week to celebrate our 50th anniversary, and then have a big celebration on October 22nd.
Well, on behalf of the National Registry of EMTs, we're excited for you and looking forward to celebrating with you and at EMS World Expo on the in October. So it's very cool. So obviously, with this being the 50th year, there's a lot of looking back in terms of what we've done, which you shared, where your advocacy has been and continues to be, and where your education offerings have grown, have evolved, and continue to improve, meeting the needs based on evidence-based practices. What's the next 50 look like? I know that's a big question, but where do you see the National Association of EMTs going as we move forward to the next 50?
Well, our board of directors met in January, and we started our strategic planning for the next 5 years. And we will continue that through June and July, and where we hopefully will have a plan developed by the end of the year. But we're looking at moving into focusing on international membership and international education programs and international advocacy, because what our issues are here in the United States are not the issues that are happening across the world for the most part. It's very different, and advocacy is very different. So we want to educate ourselves, and we want to continue to reinforce collaboration and friendships with fellow national organizations. And we're well aware that we don't always agree on everything, but there are many opportunities to collaborate and to work together to make the EMS profession better.
I appreciate that sentiment. You're right. I mean, we don't always agree because we have different roles or missions, but probably I'd say 85% of the stuff we all have common ground on, and all organizations can have a united voice. So I applaud AEMT's efforts in that. And on behalf of NREMT, we're happy to continue partnering with you and look forward to some exciting stuff ahead.
Yes.
So where can people go to find out more certainly about NEMT, but also about some of the advocacy stuff, EMS on the Hill, and also the 50th anniversary? Your website again?
So our website, NAEMT.org, you can find out the information that's currently posted about EMS on the Hill. And all of our education programs and all of our advocacy initiatives are on that website now. Starting in March, EMS World Expo website will have information about our 50th anniversary celebration on October 22nd, and that will be posted on our website as well.
Awesome. And in addition, they can go to NAEMT.org to find out membership, to become a member.
Absolutely.
To help fund the advocacy for the profession, as well as the continued growth of your education resources. So,
and let me just say one thing about membership. We have numerous member benefits and way too many to list. But for $40 a year, there's an accidental death and dismemberment policy that all members get. All you have to do is sign up. There's no additional charge. And, for me, the safety of having that for my family, if it's needed, hope it's not needed, but if it's needed, that's just worth $40 a year. I don't think you can get that type of insurance anywhere else for $40 a year. So it just makes the membership worth it just for that.
Awesome. All right. Well, Susan, I certainly enjoyed spending time with you today. I appreciate what NAEMT is doing and continues to do as it relates to advocacy and education. And I'm just grateful you're able to come and spread the word and get the news out there about this exciting time for the 50th. So congratulations to NAEMT.
Yep. This year is going to be great. And thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thanks, Susan. Thank you for joining us for this episode. And as always, stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. If you wouldn't mind, please click the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notifications so you can get notifications of upcoming episodes. Also, for the latest and greatest happenings of the National Registry, feel free to go to NREMT.org. Thank you very much. And again, stay safe.